But the next question is titled Unequally Yoked.
Well,
What do you do when you meet a guy and his faith isn't established, but he wants to know God? Do you give him a shot, or do you walk away and find your Boaz?
First of all, can I just say something? Yeah. Basically, yeah. This generation, I don't get it because
it's so interesting because we're of the generation.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, listen, before anything, before your husbands and wives, you are sisters and brothers. So should this person that likes you, I say like because a lot of people kind of throw this around, but should this person like you or whatever, and they want to get to know God, you can help them. You don't necessarily have to get into a relationship with them. Before you're going to be a girlfriend or whatever, you're going to be a sister, first of all. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can help him, that's cool, but to get into a relationship,
that's just going in.
You're doing too much.
Closing your eyes and you're like this.
Listen.
That's what you're doing.
That is true. I mean,
it's just harder when you're in it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But that's why when
she's saying prevent
it from the get go.
Yeah, but now we're talking about people let's say people have gotten into.
No.
The question was,
what do you do if you meet a guy and his faith isn't established, but he wants to know God?
Not that they're together.
Do you give him a shot, or do you walk away and find your Boaz? And why I did that question is because you get a lot of Christians that are so on fire for God that they want their partner to be just as on fire for God with them. So for some people, some people, they do. When they meet a guy and the guy
just turn the eye and
they want to help you, but they don't want to be that person to now be with you and be like, okay, now he's not on that fire. I'm talking about Christ. He's not getting it. It can sometimes for some people it can demotivate.
No, I think especially for a woman, if you see a man in that position and you walk away, I feel that's quite worrying.
It's quite worrying, but it's not always your time. It's not always your call to do that.
No, but I don't genuinely think you need a call. It's like, just generally speaking, it's like if you're going to save souls, if you're going to save souls, you don't need a calling to. So say Nisi.
Well, it is your calling anyway.
No, it's your calling anyway. What I'm saying is that say Nisi and Jess are two men now, and then. Obviously, they're struggling to. I know, right? You guys are on the floor.
She said, "It's even because I'm carrying. You myself, God."
No, but say these two now are both struggling. To get into the Lord, they want to get into the Lord. One wants to date Chi, one wants to date me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And me and Chi
we're not
now.
lesbians, by the way, just saying.
No, we're not lesbians. And so what? Me and Chi now, instead of like Jess said, being a sister or being that person to even be like, do you know what, actually direct them or guide them. No one's saying jump into a full-blown relationship. No one's saying, even if I end up liking you, I still have a job to do first. Understand? Even if I get into a likeship with you, where actually me and you start to even date, so to speak, I still have a job to do. Of course. Do you understand? Like, if my job is, it's a process. You can't expect somebody to be so on fire for God exactly the same. You yourself were a process. Do you understand? You yourself took however long you took, and even up to today, I promise you're probably not as on fire as you should be. You know, we all fall. We all have problems. We always fall short, and life experiences and life mishaps sometimes almost prevent people from even wanting to seek God. You know, not to mention that now they're throwing all this stuff in the media about pastors and churches and finances. For an unbeliever, it just makes it harder for you to even want to bring someone to church. And it's that persistence, it's that perseverance of, like Jess said, being that person to be like, listen, I can understand that the walk that you're going through now. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help walk you through. When you fall, when I fall, let's lift each other up. I am still where I am. Yes, I may be spiritually mature than you, but listen, I will have my moments where actually somebody might need to remind me that you know, I need to get back into my walk.
I like that, but I just feel a lot of us, when we do get in relationship, that's not our first point of call. No, we don't make that our first.
It's not.
We don't make that our first point.
But then the thing is, I feel like if you're in a relationship. Okay, for me anyway, I believe women are more spiritually drawn when it comes to, you know, trying to get closer to some. Well, I believe some are anyway.
Yeah, we see a lot of
more
the women
do you understand?
in the house.
And the truth of the matter is, a woman is a pillar for the man anyway.
Of course.
Well, I definitely feel like if I do meet somebody
Yeah.
who wants to become a believer, wants to get to know God, and we end up liking each other or getting into a situation where we wanted to be in a relationship or whatever, if his drive is to get to know Christ for the first thing, that's fine for me.
Yes.
The fact that you recognize Christ, you know Christ, you even want to draw closer to Christ, and I can see you actively trying, it even encourages me more, because not only do I have a responsibility to help you, but you're also reminding me why I am
and you as a woman need to be that example.
Exactly.
And another thing is, can you just stop not thinking so big of yourself? Because first of all, you need to understand why you even attracted this guy. It's not you, it's the Christ in you that attracted him. So I think what we need to do is humble ourselves and remember, just bouncing off of Lucinda and Lisa, that we need to remember the first call that we were called to do anyway, which was to spread this gospel, to teach every person, every living being exactly what we know. That's your first call. So all of this, I'll stop.
I mean, if you're already in a relationship,
now,
Can I interrupt quickly? Can we find the definition of unequally yoked? Unequally yoked is like,
so it says a yoke is a wooden bar that joins two oxen to each other to the burden they pull. And an equally yoked team has one stronger ox and one weaker.
Okay, so let's say the woman is a Christian and the guy was a Christian too, and they've been together for 4 years.
They're overcomplicating. The girl's are Christian, the guy's a Muslim, straight.
Yeah, because that makes it different. Because I get what she's trying to say.
Because they convert.
Because I actually know a couple people who they were Christians together, and then suddenly the guy converted. But remember, she's already, because they've been out for 4 years, they've been already planning their lives together, and all of a sudden he decides he's gonna convert.
That one's quite easy.
I feel like that.
No, it's not.
It's hard. Listen, it's simple.
It is
as
simple.
hard
It's not as simple.
as hard as emotionally upsetting that is gonna be. If you are a woman in Christ, you have to, if you're thinking future things. For me personally, I know people that have done that, but me personally speaking, I wouldn't do it. I would have to take all that I have, what's left of me, and I'm gonna have to walk away.
But before I go, I need to understand what shifted in the relationship.
Yeah,
for you
that's
to
what I
convert.
need.
That's fine. But the fact is, he's converted.
I get that. But there must have been a process.
Yeah, but that's
Even if you know in that process.
But now he's
that.
No, but me being in the relationship with him, you know, when you're seeing the steps of someone starting to change.
Yeah, you should have intervened.
You should have intervened and
That's
that's
what I was saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That example is very complicated. That's
You should have intervened.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
But
So
you didn't.
now the
But
man
then
has converted. The fact is, no, the thing is, it's true. But now the fact of the matter is, now the man is a Muslim and you are a Christian. So now, if you guys are going to try and be together, if you guys are going to be married, no one's saying it can't happen, you know.
No.
And you're trying to marry. Now you have to actually think. This is not with your heart now. You now need to think. If you guys have kids, the Bible says the man is the head of the home. It goes, the man is accountable to Christ, and your man, Christ. Christ the head of the home. Okay, the man is the what do they call that?
The driver,
the steerer, whatever you want to call it. Do you understand?
The leader, the visionary.
He is the spiritual head of the home.
Good. I never see. So the man is the spiritual head of the home. Yeah. If that man takes his role as the head of the home very serious, and takes his religion as a Muslim very, very seriously, you as a Christian woman, if you like, you can pray your way back. You can pray that he comes back to Christianity or whatever. But when you have children now, how and where does that whole, grow your children up in the way of the Lord? Because what's that thing now? What's that? I'm saying it wrong. Teach your children the way they should go, so that when they grow, they never depart from it. How do you think? And as upsetting as it is, and I'm not throwing that out to anybody. Sometimes that can be confusing for kids, and sometimes even for a woman. Sometimes just for peace to reign, for the love you have for the man, you're just gonna submit. You want peace to reign. Not that it will cause any problems, but then for that you now compromise you. You compromise your faith. You compromise what you know you're supposed to do. You compromise your role as a woman, as the woman of the household, and bringing up children in the way of the Lord. You compromise all of that.
But it's not just. I don't think it's just children. I believe for those who are in relationships, it's actually funny, because we were talking about this yesterday, and so I was basically saying how in one of the books that I read, like you said, obviously it goes the woman, the man, and Christ. So what I was reading yesterday was regards to basically, you know, some women are married to husbands who are very like hard-headed, really stubborn, don't know how to admit their wrongs, that type of guy.
Nigerians, Yorubas, Congolese.
The men to be precise.
Every African species.
Basically Africans, you know.
Whichever species it is, they're men that you can't obviously you can't get through to. Yeah, so me and my partner were talking yesterday, and I was basically saying to him that if he was that type of guy, as a woman who is spiritually inclined and he's accountable to God, you could work your way from the top down. So if there was issues that I was having with him where I couldn't get through to him, he wasn't accountable anymore, you could pray to God. Yeah, you could go to the Lord and say, God, I surrender my husband to you. I surrender, you know, all that sort of stuff. And you could work your way down. But we're talking about... If I was in a relationship, as we are in a relationship now, if he decided that he wanted to turn Muslim, who is he for me anyway? I'm not really educated, you know, in Islam and things like that, but he's not accountable to God anymore. Does that make sense?
You and God.
So it's me and God. So where, you know, it says it's you know, the woman, the man, and Christ, it's no longer the woman, the man, and Christ, because the man's meant to be accountable to Christ.
But
he's no longer going to be accountable to Christ if he decides to change religion.
So then what I'm saying. So you as that woman in that situation, knowing that you are accountable to Christ, what would you do? You know what I mean?
No, but you're missing my point.
There's a missing person.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
The chain is
broken. Because as I am accountable to him, he is accountable to Christ. If we get married now, as we are in this relationship, and it's me, him, and Christ, there's the three of us, it is a nice, consistent chain. If my partner now decides to go and change to Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, Sikh, whatever,
Hare Krishna,
whichever he decides to do, a religion that's contrary to what I believe in, or what we were both believing initially, that breaks the chain. Because he's no longer accountable to Christ.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I can't deal with him from the top down because we serve two different masters, and I will not be going to his master to pray for him because I am not accountable to that master.
They can't even serve.
I don't believe in that master. Do you understand? So I do believe that and for women as well, it's really hard because for a woman,
because love gets involved.
Do you understand? But if a man does decide, if he decided now he wanted to turn into Islam or Muslim, I won't remain there because first thing is first. Yes, we are together. However, God comes first, and I can't compromise my faith all because my partner has decided he wants to go and believe in something else. Not that I will shun him about it, not that I will, you know, crucify him, but the fact is, you no longer believe in what I believe in, and I'm not trying to change problems. Yeah, I'm not trying to change or compromise my faith for anyone. Not only will it cause problems for when we get married and have kids, it will cause problems for the dynamic of me and your relationship. Yeah, before our relationship.
But to be honest,
it just won't run.
With that being said, as we've said, like, this is a prayer, if you're a praying woman or if you're a Christian or whatever, if you get any inkling of this happening, the first thing you do is you take it to God.
And you
because the minute you start going to, let's say, people, you're finished. Because people will tell you, nah, leave him now because he's a Muslim. Nah, do this because he's a Sikh. The minute you start listening to other people, you're finished. Whereas maybe, obviously God doesn't permit certain things, but he does allow things to happen. It could be a test. You never know. Of course. I'm not saying that he actually said, this person gonna tell me whatever. But first things first, you take yourself to your prayer closet, to your room, take it to God. Take it to God first, and listen, their answers will just be given to you like that. It's not gonna be easy, but
But I think throwing a spanner in the works. If, like you said, Jess, if your relationship, the foundation is God. I could be naive, but I'm a sole believer. If the foundation is God, I don't see no man or woman converted to any other religion.
Praise Jesus.
If the foundation is truly God, before there will be no end product. The interventions will be happening all the time because you're so prayerful.
God is the Alpha and the Omega. Whatever he starts, he will finish.
Build your house on the rock.
You will see the shift. When in any godly relationship that God is the foundation, any family that God is the foundation, any friendship that God is the foundation, you'll be able to see the shift. Like this thing here, this is the foundation. foundation is God. So when
Who told you?
Shut up, are you mad? Speak for
so
yourself.
for me, I know I don't have to call nobody to know when they're upset. I can sense it. There's a shift. I can sense it before
any of these girls call my phone.
Do you understand?
Call yesterday then, fam.
But I spoke to you. The thing is, this girl messaged. All she did was had to say hi, and I already knew there was a shift.
Where was my phone
There
call
was
then?
shut up.
The way
she
Christ is the foundation.
Christ has to be the foundation of everything you do. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense.
Nope.
Not everything will crumble at your fingertips. It may not crumble now, but it will get there.
But
it
it's
will get
sinking
there.
in sand,
It's sinking.
The moral to the story is you can be with somebody who is a weaker Christian because you're
But remember, we didn't say weak Christian, we said unequally
well,
yoked.
but according to the definition, it gave the good definition
Stronger
of
than
being
the other,
stronger
yeah.
than the other. And I believe you can be.
Yeah.
If you two are directly aiming in one direction, you're actively seeking to walk in one direction. You don't derail from
that's
that
the
one
whole point.
direction. Yeah, but if
Just
you
see it
are
as
with,
two
if
bulls
you are with
that are
somebody
trying to
if you are with somebody who
walk away,
if you are unequally yoked and the only reason why the person wants to get to know Christ is because they want to get to know you, they want to impress you.
Yeah, that's when you gotta be like,
that's
no,
when you
boo-boo.
have the biggest problem because you tend to find that even with women, I can even speak for just women, you'll tend to find that once that male goes, you lose all sorts of individuality. There's no meaning.
There's a void.
You don't. Yeah, there's a void. You don't find your purpose. You don't know your purpose. You don't even know how to identify who you are within yourself because you spent so much of your time investing in another person, trying to get to know the God that they serve. Meanwhile, they've left now. So to you, it's like the God has left, and now it's like, okay, so what do I do with myself now? So yeah, that's my opinion.
Quick point then, just feeding off what you said about damn, I just lost my train of thought. Basically about God, about finding God for yourself, not through somebody else. Because the minute you try and
use it for some,
you won't get it. It will just be, oh, okay, yeah, if God's done that for him, then okay, yeah, let me follow him for that. But it's not. You need to. If God sent his son, personal, that my man personalized the thing to die for you. No, but he did. Man sent his son. He personalized to die for each and every one, not just Shanice. No, please, I'm from South London, innit? So you know. He died for Shanice. He died for Lisa. He died for all of us. You get what I'm saying? And she don't worry, everyone.
Why did you do Lisa?
Because I'm facing the cinder. So
Yeah, but I knew what she meant.
So obviously, if God was able to do that, you need to know God for yourself and not allow
not for somebody else.
Not because okay, well, I want that guy to like me, so let me go follow God.
That's
God
where
will come and be quiet, and then you'll be like, oh, what kind of God is this? No,
fam.
know God for yourself. Get to know God on a deeper level, and listen, God will do things in your life. It will change.